Sports bras. Love them, hate them, ambivalent to them, doesn't matter. Sometimes they're necessary. Like when participating in high output outdoor activities like, I don't know, trail running or mountain biking. Yes, sometimes even when backpacking. Because is it just me or do those tech shirts seem to be getting thinner and thinner? Anyway, finding a good sports bra that doesn't make you want to cut it off after 4 hours and throw it into the bushes, which you would never do, of course, because that's not leave no trace, can be a difficult task. So I took it upon myself and asked several friends to take it upon themselves to test out a whole bunch during a whole bunch of outdoor activities to see how they stack up, who they're for, what kind of activities they're best suited for, and whether the fact that they're super sustainable makes them worth the cash to stash them in your underwear drawer. Yup, it wasn't just me testing this time. Why? Because let's be honest, sports bras are not one size fits all. In fact, they may be the most highly personal piece of clothing you'll own, and what fits me and does the job may not be what works for you. In fact, it probably isn't. So all these bras were tested by me, who generally wears a small or extra small, and at least one more well-endowed individual who tested size larges. That way you get a more well-rounded picture of what works and what doesn't, depending on you. So let's get into it. Starting with the Patagonia Chra Bra. Now, right off the bat, testers were a bit concerned when they first tried this because the minute we both put this one on, we heard a thread snap. That's not usually a good sign, but after inspecting and testing, it doesn't seem like anything is unraveling or coming loose. So that's good, and apparently that thread snap doesn't seem to be a problem. Now, this bra is advertised more or less to climbers, which is pretty much all it's good for when it comes to outdoor activities. Basically, it didn't really act like a sports bra. I mean, look at it. It doesn't offer much, if anything, in the way of support or holding things in place. I, being small, didn't have much of a problem in that department and could hike, climb, even bike a bit in it, but larger testers said they wouldn't do anything more strenuous than take a walk around the neighborhood. That said, as a bralette, we all agreed it was tolerably comfy. The fabric is soft, it's pretty cute, and did really nice things for cleavage. But we did all have to adjust it a bit more than we'd like throughout the day. So if it's a low-impact bralette style sports bra you're after that's also perfectly flattering under day-to-day clothing and contains high-Q odor control tech, this is a pretty good option. If you want something that can handle more intense exercise though, you're gonna wanna look elsewhere. As for sustainability, now, for some reason that probably has to do with fabric sourcing, the recycled content of this bra differs based on the color. Now, solids and patterns are 85% recycled polyester, and this heather gray is only 43%, but they are still fair trade factory certified. Next up, we're sticking with Patagonia and talking about the Live Simply bra. Ta-da! Now, this was a tester favorite in some respects, but not in others. For starters, it's insanely stretchy and comfortable. I mean, we all agreed on that. In fact, I ended up with one that was at least one size too small and still enjoyed wearing it. Now, this one is seamless, so it feels a lot like you're wearing nothing. It never needed adjusted, and the straps lay completely flat, meaning it's perfect for wearing under backpack straps. Because frankly, if there's one thing I hate, it's a bulky strap digging into your shoulders under a heavy pack. It's very uncomfortable, especially on a multi-day trip. That said, these do run a bit small, and one tester said there wasn't enough coverage on the sides, so some spillage was an issue if you have larger bosoms. The fabric is super light and breathable, and there are no removable pads to mess with, which I really like. But because the fabric is so thin, coverage isn't, how should I say this, super discreet. Now, I don't mind this too much, but another tester who often runs in just a sports bra didn't feel comfortable doing so in this one, thanks to the nippliness. She also noted that the compression, the thin fabric, and the stretchiness made sweat really stand out, and overall it wasn't the best for longer high-intensity runs. It was just a bit too bouncy. Who's it for then? well, outdoorists who aren't averse to nipples and who stick with low bounce activities like hiking, yoga, climbing, etc. Now, smaller testers like me can absolutely run in this. I ran in it, I hiked in it, I mountain biked in it, and that was fine. But larger testers may want to look elsewhere. Now, the Live Simply bra is only made from 52% recycled polyester, which is kind of low for Patagonia, but still acceptable. It's also made in a fair trade certified factory. Next up is the Wild Rye Lucille Sports Bra. Look at that. Although this seems as good a place as any to stop and let you know that we have a shiny new Patreon with shiny new perks for members. Yep, memberships start at just $2 and include stuff like exclusive clips, behind the scenes footage, and yes, access to monthly giveaways where we will give away a piece of gear that we tested that month to one lucky Patreon. So you're gonna wanna get on that. We'll put a link in the description. But back to sports bras. If you're not familiar with the name, Wild Rye is a women's mountain bike apparel brand. Now, right off the bat, let me just say that this is not for small humans. I tested the extra small, the smallest size available, and it was almost too big. As in, it stayed in place, but if I twisted my torso, I could feel it shifting around my rib cage. On the contrary, the larger tester said hers fit perfectly with just the right amount of compression. The fabric is silky smooth, the only one made of a fabric like it in this lineup, and the only one we tested that is available in fun colors and patterns, which I believe change every season or so. It felt comfortable and durable, and we all loved the absence of the removable pads, though there is a place to add them in if you do prefer wearing them. But honestly, I found the fabric just thick enough to offer adequate privacy. It also offers slightly more coverage than some of the other options on this list. It obviously comes up a bit higher, and the band is nice and thick. Altogether, it prevented bounce on trail runs and didn't need adjusted on long bike rides, which is great because that's what it's designed for. The straps all lay pretty flat, and it would be just as well suited for hiking and yoga as biking, including if you like to exercise sans shirt. As for sustainability, it's made of 79% recycled poly, plus the brand is a B Corp and a climate neutral certified company, which means they not only offset their footprint, but they're setting goals to reduce it too, which is more important. And I hear there are even more sustainable styles coming down the pipe next year, so stay tuned for that. Next up is the Chra Bra, which right off the bat was a favorite from a visual perspective. Now, we all really liked the fun crisscross pattern on the back. The fabric is supremely soft and stretchy and delightful. I mean, it's thick without feeling bulky, supportive without feeling overly compressive. It's just nice. Functionally speaking, the other tester and I agreed it was super comfortable to wear all dang day. But I thought it came up a little too high into my armpits. It's a pet peeve of mine. I didn't care for it, but I did find that I started getting used to it after a couple days of testing. It does come with removable pads, but the other tester threw them out almost immediately. Also, I think the cut of those pads is slightly funky. They're sort of oblong, so if you do choose to leave them in, they might need adjusted every once in a while because, especially if you have smaller boobs, it cuts sort of a funky silhouette and makes them look odd shapes. So there's that to consider. But our tester with larger boobs loved it, and all boobs agreed it's perfect for daily wear. It's not too hot, not at all restrictive, and while maybe isn't compressive enough for extended, really intense movement, like, I don't know, an ultra marathon, it was perfect for just about everything else. Although the straps may be a bit thick and bulbous for backpacking, a heavy pack could really dig those into your back and shoulders. But the V-neck is flattering, especially for more well-endowed humans, and running in 100+ degree heat was a pleasure thanks to how well this thing breathes. It's made of 93% recycled nylon and is Blue Sign approved and fair trade. Plus, Prana ships using entirely plastic-free packaging, which is rad. Moving right along to On. Specifically, the movement bra. which testers agreed is an exceptional all-around sports bra. It fit large and small testers well without being too compressive. The fabric is thick and soft, but didn't feel smothering, and there were no pads to mess with. But it was also surprisingly discreet in the nipple department. Even the inside of the band is comfy. We wore it trail running, mountain biking, backpacking, you name it, and it stayed put through all of it. We agreed the amount of coverage was just right, and the crisscross pattern of the straps on the back made it feel, cute and fun. Not strictly necessary for a sports bra, but, it's there. Some people like it. Honestly, of all the bras we tested, this might be the gold standard for one sports bra that can do it all. Now, only the main fabric is made of recycled materials, but On is seriously a front runner when it comes to sustainable material innovation. We're talking designing for circularity and technology to make shoes out of fossil fuel-free materials. So as a brand, On is one we can get behind. Last up is the On Performance Bra, which, true to its name, is perhaps the most performance-ready sports bra we tested. Now, this one does come up a bit higher than I and other testers personally usually like, but the fabric and fit are both so perfect and breathable that we didn't mind as much as we would have with some other, maybe thicker bras. That said, the cut is a great option for those who want to trail run fast, really move on a downhill bike, even just do yoga with or without a shirt. Because of the amount of coverage, testers never worried about exposing anything and could even work out in just the bra on hot and sweaty days. Without a shirt, I mean. The band has the perfect amount of grippy material. It's so soft, which makes it very comfortable, and it stayed put no matter what. I never felt like it needed to be adjusted. Plus, it's nice and stretchy and super easy to pull on and off. Testers were also pleased with the molded built-in padding. It isn't oddly shaped and didn't easily crease or anything, just kept everything sort of discreet and meant there aren't any removable pads to mess with or immediately throw out like a lot of our testers do. There were no weird gaps anywhere, and the straps lay flat, which means it works really well under backpack straps. Plus, these straps are nice and wide, which helps larger bosoms feel secure. One tester praised the lack of bouncing during speed interval runs, so nicely done. Plus, the back cutout is kind of cute. Honestly, this is an excellent option for high impact workouts or when you want to be shirtless but prefer a bit more coverage. But maybe not quite as ideal as like an everyday bra. I mean, it is called the performance bra, so. It's made of 65% recycled materials. By the way, elastic and stuff like that that's necessary in clothing like this rarely, if ever, is made of recycled materials. So just so you know. And I already mentioned On's other sustainable innovations, so there you go. I personally tested a few more sports bras recently, including the Janji Long Bra and 10 Tree In Motion Long Line Bra, both of which are more crop style bras, and the REI Active Bralette. I'll mention them here because they're sustainable, but honestly, none were my favorite, at least for very long. The Janji bra felt like they didn't quite get sizing and proportions right. It simultaneously felt super compressive, just smashed everything down, while still gapping quite a bit under the arms, so color me confused. Plus, it's super tight and doesn't stretch enough to get it on and off easily, and the thin fabric doesn't do anything to hide, nipples. The 10 Tree was more comfortable and the fabric super soft and stretchy, but while it was a bit thicker and concealed sensitive areas a bit better than the Janji, even without pads, it didn't offer much, if anything, in the way of support. It would be a decent choice for hiking or yoga, but between bulky strap and a looser than normal fit, it wears more like a crop top than a sports bra. The REI bra I actually loved for about 9 months, which is about how long the straps lasted before they were completely stretched out. Now, this is a bralette style thing. It doesn't offer a lot in the way of support, and it was cheaper than a lot of other bras in this list, but didn't last half the time most of these others seem like they will. Of course, there are tons of other options out there, which is good to know because a lot of these aren't terribly budget friendly. They range from about $49 to $75. Honestly, one of my favorite sports bras ever was a Nike that I found at a thrift store, where you can frequently find new or like new sports bras and other gear in great condition. But wherever you're going to shop, look for an option that feels durable and will last a long time. I'm talking sturdy straps, thick fabric, burly elastic, that sort of thing. That way you can keep wearing it and keep it out of a landfill for a good long time. But that's it. I'm done talking about sports bras. Although I am keen to know if this was helpful, like in any way. Please, let me know. And let me know whether I should do one on underwear design for the outdoors. That's important. I mean, more important than you may think. And as always, happy to answer any questions you have about these bras in the comments, so drop them in there. Then watch some of these other great outdoorsy videos. Gear reviews, clothing, all kinds of stuff. It's great. There will also be a whole written post where you can find all this info, plus other gear lists and reviews at terradrift.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because more good stuff like this coming soon. So support yourself and get out there and wander on.